It's Friday around here, so you know what that means for Chicago Bears Central. That means it's Mailbag Day. Most of this episode will be built around some of your guys' voicemails you guys sent in over the course of the last week. But before we get into that, we're going to talk about some of the key things that the Bears need to do if they want to get a win against the Denver Broncos. We're going to get into all that and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. I'm the host here, Hayes, holding it down for C-Dub and Bobby. Make sure you guys are following the show at Chi Bears Central on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into the content for today. And first up, we're just going to talk about some of the key things that the Bears need to do to get a win against the Denver Broncos. And the first thing is run the football. Run the football, right? That is one of the best things that the Chicago Bears need to do in this game is lean heavily on Roschon Johnson, Khalil Herbert, and the running ability of Justin Fields in this particular game to take advantage of the Denver Broncos lacking rushing attack, right? That's it. Their run defense is pretty bad. And considering that we have the three-headed monster potentially with that running game, I want to see the Chicago Bears really double down on that and have a big night on the ground and even get creative using players like Darnell Mooney and even DJ Moore in the running game a little bit, right? But I think that is going to be a key. If we can take advantage of the Denver Broncos and their lackadaisical run defense, we can start opening some other things up for us down the field. But that is what we're going to have to do. Their secondary, pretty damn talented. We have to take advantage of their run defense, and if we don't do that, it's going to be a long night for the Chicago Bears, especially if they're trying to move the ball in the air. You have to establish that run. You have to. And if you can't, it's going to be a long night. It's going to be an extremely long night. And overall as well, we have to have a better offensive game plan and defensive game plan for that matter, right? Because the wide receivers of the Denver Broncos are not going to make it easy on the Chicago Bears either. While the Denver Broncos have their own struggles, they're not a perfect team by any stretch of the imagination. They are a very human team. You do not want to allow Sutton to go off on you at all, or Jerry for that matter, right? You have to come in, have to try to contain that. And so that's going to be a big thing as far as the scheme of that. Yes, we have tons of injuries in that secondary and tons of injuries that it may be a little bit harder for the Bears to overcome and really come in and shut anything down. We haven't done that at all this season. But Jalen Johnson seems like he's going to probably be healthy this game. We'll see what Tyreek Stevenson can bring as well. But listen, at the end of the day, we are going to have to show up and try to limit the passing attack by the Denver Broncos. And because of that as well, we got to try to get to Russell Wilson the best that we can. I don't know if we have the ability to. I don't know if this defensive line is going to be able to get to Russell Wilson, but we have to try to put pressure on in the backfield on Wilson because we give him too much time to get comfortable with those wide receivers and the injuries we have to our secondary. It could definitely turn into a long night for the Chicago Bears. So let's hope the Bears are really able to do those things, right? Now, some of that is relying heavily on a coaching staff that I'm kind of just completely over at this point, and we have to see if the Bears can do that. If they can't, then it is what it is, right? It's going to be another loss. It's going to be another long night, and it's going to be another day of this team looking like absolute piss-poor, bottom-of-the-bucket teams, right? This is the toilet bowl, and the Bears have to try to win this one. If they don't win this game, I don't know if the Bears' psyche or the Bears fan psyche is going to be able to recover from it. We can only take there's so many games left response to bad losses for so long. This is a game where the Bears have to come in, have to be prepared. They have to run the ball. They have to have a game plan to be able to attack, and it has to be more than just going up the middle with the run game as well. This Chicago Bears team has to get back to the things that they found success in. I can't say made them successful for a 3-win team last season, but that they found success in last season. And that is running the ball. This week against the Denver Broncos, running the ball is one of the most important aspects of the game plan. If we do not execute that well, it's going to be another long night and another long disappointing season for the Chicago Bears as well. But let me know your guys' thoughts on what are some of your keys for the game in this one. Of course, pass protection goes a big part into it. Always, you have to be more creative for a team that has a really good secondary, but it's acceptable to the run. You have to use that run to set up your pass game, but make them close in, bring more people in the box. We have to force them to adjust to us. We've been adjusting to other teams for far too long. We have to do that. We have to be a better coverage team on our defensive side as well. That means the linebackers are going to have to perform better. We're going to need to see that. If we don't, listen, I really hope that they are prepared for how Petty Roosevelt is going to comfort him, because it won't be Hayes on the post-game show. It will be Petty Roosevelt. But with that said, let's go ahead and get into the voicemails for today. This one's from Grego.
What's up, Chicago Bears fans? It's your boy Grego. Hey, listen, man. I'm actually listening to Hayes, you and Bobby on the show, this episode of it. And like y'all do, I wasn't even pissed. I couldn't even watch the whole game. I came back. I'm going to tell you how fucked up yesterday's game was. I felt like if I didn't watch the game, because I'm such a damn Bears fan, and maybe I can actually jinx them into doing better. That shit didn't work. So I actually watched from when they brought in the second string quarterback for Chiefs. Don't even know his damn name. But here we go. Let me try to put there is some positive. I'm going to look at the game overall. First of all, execution aside, results aside, I like the fact that Justin Fields was attempting to move the ball downfield. Yeah, we already know. We can keep talking about ad nauseam about how fucked up the scheme is. The coordinator's fucked up. At this point in time, I'm just looking at Justin Fields as a quarterback. He was trying to go through his progression, and if I recall, I think he only got sacked once. He moved around, and he attempted to move the ball downfield. He attempted to hit players. That's a lot better than what I saw personally out of him in game 1 and game 2. So I'm going to take that as progress. As far as Matt Eberflus, I said this, if you guys remember early, I'm talking about before, I'm going to say during OTA, and I referenced this about, they talk about just change his fucking footwork. I don't want to hear that shit. I never believed in Matt Eberflus, and fuck those coordinators. And you're right, Ryan Poles is bringing his own people. We need to get somebody who understands how to build a scheme around a quarterback, no matter what the skill set is. Stop fucking trying, unless you draft your own quarterback for your scheme, you got what you got. And that takes an experienced coordinator. As far as defense, shit, we just need a high-end defensive coordinator who knows how to use personnel. That's it. I'm going to keep it short, man. Love you guys. Let me see. Chicago Bears sister, keep your head up. Shot count always up and bear the fuck down. Peace.
And I share your sentiments. I think that one of the things, yes, I'm down on other aspects of this team, but the coordinators and the head coach, to me, they all got to go. Everybody, complete clean house of the coaching staff. And I know that's not going to happen over the course of the season, but unless things drastically change, when you have a team that seems like they've given up, you got to get rid of the coaching staff. And that's unfortunately where this team sits. Matt Eberflus can say all the right things after every game that he wants to say. He can say all the raw things and all that. And even then, like saying stuff like he doesn't feel like we're that far off and stuff like that. Where are you seeing? Because right now, us as Bears fans that watch this team night in and night out don't want to hear that bullshit. We don't want to hear anything. And Luke Getsy saying he believes that the offense is building something special. What the fuck are we building? Because I don't see nothing but us building anything but losses. That's the only thing we're stacking up right now is losses. We're building a case to have the worst team in the NFL this season and to have a #1 overall pick for the second year in a row. That's what we're building. We ain't building shit special down here unless you look at it being special that you can outright win the first overall pick 2 years in a row. Is that special? I'm tired of it. Right? I'm tired of the words from this coaching staff. I'm tired of seeing them like they're detached and don't understand the seriousness of what they're doing right now. Like Luke Getsy saying this, the thing that jumped out was a few of the details. We felt we had a few opportunities to create. There are probably 7 or 8 plays that we felt we should have been the explosive plays. It was just the lack of particular detail to a number of different situations that were different parts of it. And when you're playing a really good team like that, you can't let those opportunities slide by, and we did. Cool. What the fuck special are you on to then? You're sitting there saying that you're on to something special, and you just said that you lack taking advantage of the simplest opportunities. I'm over it. I'm tired of this coaching staff. I'm tired of the team in a lot of ways. But listen, right now, the biggest thing and thorn in my side is the goddamn coaches. That's it. That's it. All right, I'm sorry. Let me get into the next voicemail. This one's from Barry, aka Nick.
Hey, it's Bobby C-Dub. Hey, Barry here. So, fellas, I want everybody to fucking close their eyes and picture this for a minute. There's 2 scenarios where things could work out, okay? And it's not with fucking Flus and company, because they fucking suck. Anytime you have a coach who, after getting their fucking assholes ring, they come out there and say, "Oh, we did some good things that we can build on, and it's the details that we got to clean up," without any fucking specificity. Actually, that's a nice word I pulled out of my ass. About what those fucking details are, about how they're so close to being a great team. Listen, fellas, they're getting blown the fuck out. They got good players on this team. Poles has done his job. He's brought in raw talent. You look at how many fucking scrubs that the team started last year that are now fucking not playing in the NFL, taking any real snaps. And you bring in fucking talent, and the talent's getting their asses blown out. And it's like, okay, this could only be coaching. You bring in better players, and you have less control of your locker room. They're getting their asses kicked even more. I keep talking about asses. I don't know why I keep doing that. But anyway, they're getting their ass kicked, and it can only be coaching. And anytime you have a fucking coach come out and say, "We did some good things," after you get your fucking asses blasted on fucking virtually prime time because of all the fucking white women that are watching Taylor Swift tuning in to watch that fucking ass beating. And they could have run up the fucking score, fellas. They took Mahomes out after the first drive in the second half. I mean, they could have gone for that 70 burger just to fuck with Miami. So they were actually fucking very kind and, played the backups. But anyway, fellas, there's a couple scenarios where things could work out for us in not this year, but next year. So scenario one, which is what I'm hoping for, is that Justin finds a way to rise from the ashes and he turns it around, okay? And if he does that, then we can't keep the fucking coaching staff around. And the odds are getting lower and lower. Unfortunately, I think he's like that kid from Game of Thrones where he's like, "My name is Reek." He looks like a fucking shell of himself. Look at rookie year, Justin Fields. He always had a fucking smile. He had that, high flat top haircut that everybody fucking liked. He looked like a happy kid out there who was fucking slinging it, and it looked fucking phenomenal. So best case scenario for this franchise and for us fans is that Fields finds a way to turn it around, right? He comes out, he starts slinging it, he's making his reads, but the only way we could do that, fellas, is if that neuralizer thing from Men in Black is a real thing. And we come out and we flash Justin. We say, "Justin, the last 2 years didn't happen except for we know that you can use your legs like a fucking superhero." Okay, but we neuralize him. You say, "You've never heard of fucking Luke Getsy. You didn't get sacked 9 times in your first NFL game. That shit didn't happen. You've been fucking winning." Once we get this kid's confidence back, then he can start fucking slinging it to DJ Moore and to Mooney and Komet. Hopefully Claypool needs the same fucking neuralizer for the last year and a half, and, then maybe we could turn it around. Then we got 2 first-round picks. You go out, you get fucking Marvin Harrison Jr., and then maybe you even trade away the other pick because they're both going to be fucking top 3 or whatever. And then you get, stacked, you get Jared Verse from Florida State, you get a badass edge rusher, okay, and then you still clean house with the coaching staff, and you bring in Jim Harbaugh, and then Jim Harbaugh is not a fucking yes man. If that guy loses, he's going to fucking let everybody know what happened, what went wrong. So, and then with McCaskey being involved, and he knows McCaskey because he played for Chicago. He was the Bears quarterback for a while. So I feel like he'll have a fucking connection to whoever the guy is. But he'll tell George McCaskey to go grab him a coffee and sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up. That's what we really need, okay? So that's scenario one that I would love for to happen. Scenario two is that, okay, we got 2 first-round picks. They're both fucking 0-3. We'll look like we could have number 1 and 2, which would be fucking set up if that's the case. And then we get Caleb Williams, or Drake May doesn't look half fucking bad. And Jim Harbaugh is still the guy. It's Jim Harbaugh or bust for me. Maybe Eric Bieniemy, that's the other guy that I'm fucking intrigued by. But there's real chance, fellas, that we could turn this thing around next season. Okay, I thought it was going to be this year. And hopefully this fucking coaching staff didn't ruin talent. I mean, I like what I see out of Javon Dexter. It's just that, people are talking about like, oh, Jalen Carter's looking like a fucking, wrecking ball. And he is, right? But then I still like the Darnell Wright pick because I don't think that if Jalen Carter was in this defense, right, if he's fucking playing for Eberflus and he's 0-3, I think it's a little bit fucking bumpier of a road for that guy. I mean, he hasn't been a locker room problem yet for the Eagles, but that could turn around any fucking minute. Where you got Javon Dexter, and he's basically, so think of it this way. If Jalen Carter is a fucking race car being driven by a professional, Javon Dexter's like a race car being driven by a kid on his learner's permit, right? So he needs a little more time, and then he'll be a fucking stud. Just give him time. So there's reason for optimism, but it ain't this year. So hopefully we could still take out the fucking positive and see where our building blocks are for the future. So till next time, Chicago up, bad the fuck.
I agree. Coaching is a huge issue, and coaching is, it's not the only issue, right? And I think That's what when you get into these conversations with people, we want to talk about it from like the standpoint that there's one only issue. There's not. There's several issues, but coaching is such an integral part. And I think sometimes as fans, we can underrate how important coaching is, how important scheming is. Yes, you can have all the talent in the world, right? But if you don't have a coach to bring it all together and put the people in the right situations while you're still trying to groom and develop quarterbacks, it's going to be bad. And that's what we're seeing, an absolute shit show. The defensive execution, piss poor, right? The Hintz principle right now is the losing principle. It's not anything going on positive right now for the Chicago Bears and their scheming and the preparing and even seeing the body language of the players out there. It's so disappointing to see your team and the team looks as defeated as what this team has been 3 weeks into the season. This team looks like they've been through 16 games, at least 12 games already this season with how down on themselves they look. That is a sign of a team that's giving up and doesn't trust the coaching staff and to a smaller degree as well, themselves. We're seeing players second guess, not just Justin Fields. I know everybody likes to go to that, but you're seeing people who have thrived in things over the course of their NFL career that just aren't doing that here. That's the scheme. That's the confidence. That's just the all around the energy right now surrounding the Chicago Bears organization. And it's shitty. It's shitty from top to bottom. And it's really disgusting to see. It really is sad to see your team in this state and in this place. And it sucks. And it's going to continue to suck, right? But this team has to find a way to dig out and face some adversity. Use the adversity to your benefit. And if you can't do that, then we're just going to have one of the worst seasons that we've seen for the Chicago Bears because this team looks like absolute dookie. That's what it looks like, dookie. But all right, let's get into the next voicemail. Great voicemail from Barry there, but let's get into the next one from Dr. Navati.
Hey, this is your fan, Dr. Nanavati, and I appreciate all of this talk about lack of passion. And let me tell you, listening to Eberflus, it's axiomatic that the Bears play flat. If you don't have a head coach that has any passion, he doesn't sound like he has any kind of clue what's going on. He's constantly placating the players instead of holding them accountable. Then what do you expect the results should be? So I don't expect them to win any games for the rest of the year, and the Bears fans should expect nothing more than that. So thank you so much. Chicago up, Bears down.
No passion from the head coach. Listen, that really brings it all together. There is no passion here. This team, it's hard to be passionate when you're sitting in the goddamn trenches in the shit, in pig shit, right? And that's where this team is right now. And the coach has a lot to do with that. And taking a look at like Matt Eberflus and just how he operates on the sidelines, the fact that he's going to be calling the defense, it seems like there's no pride, there's no edge, there's no get up and rah. There is none of that, right? We get gaslit by our head coach after every single loss. That's what he does, and what he practices is just saying a bunch of fluff-ass bullshit that really doesn't get us anywhere. And that's where this team has unfortunately set right now. That's where it sits, and they got to sit in it, and hopefully they can come out of it together and come out of it on a better page. I'm trying to stay hopeful, but listen, I'm over this coaching staff, and that's just what it is. And it seems like most of you guys are as well. Let's go and play this next one. This one's from Fred.
What up, Hayes? This is your boy Fred, man. Hey, man, at this point, I don't even believe in these motherfucking coaching staff, this team right now, man. And I call their ass cocksucking ass cunt. Cause that's what they playing like right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't no way in hell we just spent all this money in the offseason and for us to be 4-3 right now. You got trash-ass, bum-ass, mediocre coaches who out there like they don't know what the fuck they doing. You know what I'm saying? And it's ridiculous. As a Chicago Bears fan, as a Chicago sports team fan, it's ridiculous seeing how teams just okay with losing. I'm not okay with that shit. I see every other goddamn team around the league having success, but why can't we have that though? And we got the best fan base in the fucking world. I don't even understand that. Man, I sat there watching double hitter game Monday night, and I was looking at the Eagles coordinator and the Bengals coordinator and seeing how they was putting their receivers in the right position to make plays. I don't know why the fuck Luke Jesse's stupid dumbass won't do the same shit. Like, move DJ around, put him in position to make plays and shit. Move him in the slot. Get back to the running game, man. And the defense, at this point, Justin Jones, trash. Phillips, trash. When I watched them play the Chiefs, feelings you too damn fucking big if you let some motherfucking line and move your ass down the fucking line like that, man. You supposed to be taking those 2 blocks, man. That was a waste of a signing. If you ask me, let them young rookies start, man, because at this point, we look like we tanking for real, man. And I hate to say it, though, and I feel bad for Justin Fields because we finally get a quarterback that's good and got talent, and all the organization doing is ruining him, man. At this point, the Bears need to stop this drafting quarterbacks because if you ain't going to bring the right coaches in to develop this man, like, what's the point of y'all drafting quarterbacks? They need to stop getting these mediocre-ass fucking coordinators and shit and get coordinators who got experience and know how to call right plays and put the players in the right position and get the right head coach, man. Hopefully, man, I'd love to see Luke Gaston and Matt Eberflus get their bum asses the fuck fired. I'm calling for their job, though, man, because this shit is fucking sad, man. So, it is what it is. I'm like, I don't even want to watch the game because I know the Bears gonna fucking lose. And I hate to say it, but it's a guaranteed fact. Even though Denver got 70 put up on their ass, but they ain't gonna fucking lose, man. I see it. So ain't no point in me taking the time out of my day to watch the game. Now, I'd rather watch the highlights, though. But if they win, I'll be surprised, though, man. But they got to get their shit together, man. They been saying this, oh, we almost there, we almost there. They been saying that dry-ass same motherfucking beat since they been here, man. But let me know what you think, man. Chicago up, bear down.
No belief in the coaching staff. Agreed. And I don't want to just make this a pity party on the coaching staff, but I want people to hear that this is how the Bears fans are feeling. This is how Bears Nation is feeling right now about this team, right? And we all see it. Yes, Justin Fields and some of his misses are absolutely a problem. The secondary and their performance has absolutely been a problem. The defensive line's inability to consistently get to the quarterback has absolutely been a problem. The fact that the defense isn't getting turnovers is a problem, right? These are all things that are problems with this team. So it's not just all on one thing, but when you don't believe in the coaching staff, the ones that are supposed to create the situation and get the most out of these players, that's what is bad, right? And that's where we sit right now. These players don't believe in this coaching staff. The players don't, the fans don't, and I don't even know if Ryan Poles does. I wish that we can really get a true, honest answer and look inside Ryan Poles' mind for how he feels about this head coaching staff right now, because you went out and got the players that fit the scheme. You went out and got talented players. You spent money on players that do have talent, and they've shown that they've had talent in this league. But on this team, for some reason, they all look like shit. And it's not just on the players. You got to look at the coaching staff as well. You have to. And that is what we're seeing right now with this team. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. It really is. But all right, let's go ahead and get into the last voicemail for the day. This one's from Book.
Yo, Hayes, what's good, man? This Book, man, blessings to you and yours. Man, I got to tell you, I know it's been a rough one, man, since the season started. But, it's kind of hard to break old habits, man. I'm a fan, man, of my team, man. I support them, even though, sometimes they don't deserve the support of the people. But, man, it's bred into me, man. But one thing I got to say about this game that I dubbed the toilet bowl between the Broncos and the Bears. Look, I don't have a problem if they come out, they play hard, they, give it all they got, and they lose. I can accept that. I have no problem with that. What I will have a problem with, again, if they come out all downtrodden and looking all lethargic like they don't want to be there, then that's definitely an issue, man, and that's an issue with coaching. Not only are you supposed to, put your players in position to win and to, get open and things like that, but you also are supposed to provide that support mentally. You know what I'm saying? You have to have them mentally prepared. And there's been a lot that you can see that's been going on that they haven't been mentally prepared for these games, let alone physically prepared because all these injuries. But we'll see what happens, man. I'm going to still keep my hopes up, man. Still, believe in Justin, man. But he do got some things he got to work on and get together. But other than that, man, again, blessings to you and yours. Chicago up, bear down. And you have a good weekend, man.
Shout out to Booker. And that's right. Like, Chicago fans, we respect teams that fight hard, that compete. And one of the reasons why Bears fans are so upset right now isn't just the fact that we're losing. Yes, that plays a part in it, absolutely. But it's also the fact of the matter of this, is that not only are they playing hard, or they're not playing hard and losing, it's the fact of how defeated this team looks, right? It's one thing to lose. It's another thing to get your ass whooped and not try to stand up for yourself. And that's where this team is right now. They're getting their asses whooped and not standing up for themselves at all. They are being punked. And they're not even being punked by Debo. They're being punked by band kids. That's where that's probably hard. I'm frustrated. That's probably harsh. But this team right now looks like utter trash. And you talk about playing hard. I wish that I could say that the same. Certain players on certain plays, absolutely. But we're seeing less and less of that, right? We're not seeing a team that's getting riled up and wanting to face the adversity. We're seeing a team that comes in, and the moment something doesn't work, they go right back to getting down on themselves. This team is not playing hard. This team does not believe in this coaching staff. This team does not have a single shred of edge, and that is why this team is failing right now. Do they discover some edge against the Denver Broncos team that they can win against? Let's hope so. Sometimes all it takes is one. It takes one win to get your mind right, to build some confidence, and then thus you can go out and try to start building momentum after that. But we need one. We need one. Can we get that one win this week against the Denver Broncos? Can we get it? Because I tell you what, if we can't get that one win and we can win this game and come in and look like a team, I don't care how they win at this point. Can they play well enough and make the right plays to win the game? And if they win this game, got another winnable game against the Washington Commanders coming up. And then you could start trying to build some momentum after a month into the season. But I tell you what, it's up to this team to develop that edge and want it. And right now, from what I've seen from this team, I doubt how much they want it. And that's the part that sucks. They just need one. Can they go out there and get that one win today? Well, not today. On Sunday? Let's hope so, man. But that's my time for today, guys. Make sure you guys are following the show at Shy Bear Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, ChicagoBearCentral@gmail.com. And then lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-242-9336. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related, thanks to you guys. And like we like to end every episode on, Chi-Town up, but bear down. Love you guys. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.